the moon comes out, we start the flow. Gonna share some tricks you ought to know. AI tools that make your business grow. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. Stay up late to catch this vibe. Smart solutions we prescribe. Tech and tips that you can use. Tune in now and light the fuse. Get ready to shine and take flight, with wisdom that comes in the night. Oh, AI to help you reach your goal. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. From dusk till dawn, we got the groove.
Listen, and thank you to my night owls for helping us put together that theme song. This is your host, Ryan Knight, the chief night owl, I guess you could say, here on the Night Owl Show. Again, an evening time to just try and get work done. Thank you for being here. And I want to do a quick recap. So last time, so 2 shows ago, is when we created that theme song. On an upcoming show, we're probably going to create the outro, so stay tuned for that. We'll use the intro for the outro today, but yesterday we dug a lot into Google Labs and went through a lot of the different, I'll say, tester platforms that Google's been working on. And so today, we actually wanted to zero in on AI tools that can help with your LinkedIn. But before we jump into that, there's something I want to test that popped up. So you might have seen we were testing out putting together the animation for different sections of Jazz and Dad Start a Lemonade Stand. So on that platform, Haleo, it said how you can put yourself in a movie. So I thought this would be pretty interesting. So I had to check this out. So let me see if I go here and then I put this on stage. So you're going to see now, this was some of our other animations. So what it asks you to do is put in a reference, like a picture of yourself. And so we did 2 versions of this. So the first version was a simple prompt. Let me see if I can show you the prompt that we used. So this was the prompt. So a businessman returns home from a successful day at work after closing a large contract that he had been working on for months, worth over $1 million. Pours himself a drink of whiskey and then stands by the window taking a sip as a tear rolls down his cheek, overjoyed from his success, but not overly smiling. Okay, so we put that in, and let's see what kind of clip that this created here. Okay, so let's see. What a mercy. Okay, so it has the tear coming down his face, but it seems like he's more overwhelmed with stress. He's just gonna. And do we think, does it look like me? Like from this picture? So let me see. This is the picture that we used. Which one is it here? One of these. Yeah, I think it's this one. So we use this image as the character reference picture, and then this is what it created. I mean, the hands are good. Usually the hands are brutal. It is just 6 seconds, so it has him crying. The suit looks proper. Yeah, I can't say that it looks like me. I'm with you, Sophia. I like that it has the nice interior condo type thing, but just like full gulping down whiskey. That's beautiful. So what does it say? He pours him. This says he pours himself a drink. So I don't know why it's struggling. Oh, did we lose the feed? Hold on. Let's see if we get it back here. Okay. Yeah. So now we tried to up the prompt. So I went to ChatGPT and said, okay, this is what I got, but turn it into a better scene. So now it says interior luxurious apartment, city skyline sparkles outside the floor to ceiling windows of a sleek modern apartment. The businessman, early 40s, impeccably dressed, steps inside. His polished leather shoes click against the marble floor. I don't know if it's going to be able to make all this. Um, he tosses his keys into a pristine glass table, loosens his tie, sighing deeply. The weight of months of pressure is finally lifting. He strides to the bar, a custom-built masterpiece stocked with rare bottles. He grabs a crystal tumbler and pours a generous measure of whiskey. The amber liquid catches the light as he swirls it in the glass. He walks to the window, drink in hand. The city hums below, alive with neon lights and endless possibilities. He takes a long sip of the whiskey, his hand trembling slightly. A tear wells up and slips down his cheek. The triumph of closing the $1 million deal floods him, but instead of a broad grin, there's only a subtle twitch of his lips. His eyes glisten with an intensity that betrays a swirl of emotions: relief, pride, exhaustion, and something darker. Ooh, where is this going? Okay. He exhales sharply and runs a hand through his hair. The glass is set down with a sharp clink on the windowsill. Flashback to inside a corporate boardroom earlier that day. The businessman leans forward across a sleek conference table, holding his poker face. Across from him, the CEO of another company slides a signed contract forward. Applause break out from the surrounding team. But the businessman stays seated, nodding curtly, his expression unreadable. Back to present. The businessman turns from the window, his silhouette stark against the city lights. He glances at a family photo on the shelf, his wife and young daughter smiling brightly. The corner of his mouth twitches again, this time with a hint of sorrow. He finishes his drink in one gulp, the burn barely registering. The silence of the apartment presses in, and if mocking the magnitude of his success. A faint chime interrupts the quiet. A text notification lights up his phone on the table. And then you have to put a phone screen. Great job today. We should celebrate. Drinks on me. The businessman stares at the message, his jaw tightening. After a beat, he locks the screen and places the phone face down. He walks back to the window, now just a man silhouetted against the city, victorious but profoundly alone. Whoa, where could this story be going? And where did it come from? All right, so ChatGPT went in. So this is the prompt that we put. I don't know. It looks like it only does a 6-second video clip. So we'll see what we get out of this. Like, welcome. Yes, story time. This is intense. So let's see what it creates here. Hold on. So let's come out. Oh, wait. Let's click on this one. Okay. How long is it? Okay, it's loading. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, while this is loading, I did see a question. What was the prompt? So the prompt initially was, let me know if, I think I need to close some of these tabs. It might be struggling. But hold on here. Let's see if we can catch it back before it crashes. Let's see. Nope. Oh, I think we got it back. Let me know if it knocks out. No, it looks like, yeah, it kicked out. All right. So let me try and head back in. So while it's loading, let me see if it actually loads up. Okay. Oh, okay. So it only does. So we have to do these in like different clips because this platform it looks like it does it in 6-second increments. So we'd have to take that full prompt and then switch it. Like you have to map out every single prompt that we're going to do, or every single scene that we would do. So let me try and share this again. Okay, let's see if this is coming up okay. Oh, and the question about the prompt. So we had put, we're creating the movie. So the movie is called 100K is Harder. So the movie. So help me write a scene. This is what I have so far. So this is a play on the book that we're working on, which is 100,000 is easy. No, 100,000 is hard, or making 100,000 is hard. Making 1 million is easy. So this is going to be the movie version adaptation of that book. So now a businessman returns home from a successful day at work after closing a large contract that he had been working on for months worth over $1 million. He pours himself a drink of whiskey and then stands by the window, taking a sip as a tear rolls down his cheek, overjoyed from success, but not overly smiling. And then ChatGPT took that and made like a mega prompt from it. And now this is what we got from this platform. So man walks in, definitely does not look like me. So it looks like they combined the two, where they took the business deal scene from The Office and combined it with the house scene. So that's where this prompt that we have, it's like we'd have to cut it up so that first we do this scene with the businessman stepping inside and his shoes clink the floor. Then we'd have to do a scene where he tosses his keys onto a glass table. And then we'd have to do a scene where he strides to the bar, custom built and all that. And then he walks to the window, drink in hand. So in order to use this platform, and I think if you check how much it actually costs, so grab is it's a 107 for the year to get 1,000 monthly credits. So I mean, it's not terrible. $10 a month to get 1,000 credits, and each scene was about 45 credits. So let's see, how many scenes is that divided by 45? So 22 scenes. So that 2 minutes might take 20 clips. So in order to do that, it would cost us $10. Maybe. Oh, actually, let me check that, Andrea. How can we put on? Let's see, where are my captions? One sec. Oh, this is a good exercise because I don't think it does captions. You might have to switch to using Zoom if I can't figure that out, but I will look into that. And hold on, let me put this in the chat. Listening to see the caption option, but we'll look into that for you, Andrea. All right. So now we are going to switch gears to talking a bit about AI specifically for LinkedIn. And again, for those that help with the intro song, we have to figure out how to get all of us a credit as a producer. And then for this movie that we are creating, we have to get writing credits. So maybe on the weekend, we'll work on one of the scenes, because every day that we log into that platform, we get 100 credits. So we'll test it out and see if we can do this chunk by chunk. All right. And let's see. Oh, I do see the question, what tool is this? It's called Halio. So let me put this into the chat for you. And then there are other video tools that we're going to start testing. Watch this. Oh, is this? Thank you. Bedtime. So we have our night chickadees as well. Instead of night owls, us owls, we go for the full hour. I'm just kidding, Chris Beth. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good rest. And so let's dig into some of these LinkedIn AI tools. So these are specific ones that I've been testing. Again, if you know some others that work for you, please let me know. And these ones specifically connect into LinkedIn. So of course, we still use like ChatGPT, and so for the pictures, we use Halio helped us create some of these pictures where what were some of the ones we used? Like these animations. So there's always a combination of tools that you could use to prepare for LinkedIn. But with LinkedIn specifically, there are some interesting tools that will actually allow you to interact with the platform. So the one that I love the most is called Lead Delta. And the reason that I love Lead Delta is because it actually, oh, hold on, I'm seeing something. Steps for captioning on StreamYard. Okay, schedule a live event from YouTube. Schedule live or auto professional, and then get the stream key, create a custom. Okay, looks like there's a few steps. Chris Beth, please email that to me so that way I can set that up for next. Looks like captioning takes a bit of setup, so we'll work on that for tomorrow episode. I think you have to do this before you actually start the live. All right, so we were inside Lead Delta. So Lead Delta, I believe on their homepage, they do have a quick video. So let's see what the founder has to say. And actually, let me stop.
Hey, I'm Ved, co-founder of Lead Delta. I wanted to personally thank you for testing our app. Building meaningful connections is crucial, and the traditional one-to-many approach often fails us. That's why we created Lead Delta, a platform designed to empower you and your teams to sell, hire, market, and fundraise collaboratively. Thousands of users and companies have already chosen Lead Delta. In fact, we were honored to be voted the #1 SaaS app for 2022 on Product Hunt by no less than 500,000 people. What sets this team apart is not just our unique product, but also our outstanding 5-star support. My super helpful and warm team will welcome you by video, email, and chat. Finally, we commit to shipping new features and updates bi-weekly, and you can always suggest and vote for your favorite features via roadmap.leaddelta.com. So go to Billy today, subscribe, and experience the power of relationship-led growth.
Okay, so that didn't really tell you about what it does. So what I love about Lead Delta is it allows you to manage everything that's happening in LinkedIn. So for LinkedIn, we have so many connections. Even if you have 500 connections, it's like difficult to keep on top of who do you know, what was the last thing that you said, who is like, who has a specific attribute that you want to remember. So what I love about Lead Delta is, again, it'll show you connections, it'll show you, where they're from, it'll show you the most popular jobs, all that's nice. But when you go into the tags, now you're able to take each connection and give them a specific tag. So for us, I track to see, hey, is this person from the Black community? I tag them. Are they somebody that we want? Is it a business owner from the Black community, a prospect for ACBN? Have we sent them a specific type of message? So if we've invited them to our event, or if they're an entrepreneur, hey, sometimes we have to make sure if they're outside of Canada, if they're outside of Ontario. So anything that you can think of that allows you to segment your connections, you can tag them, and then that way, if you only want to send messages to people that haven't gotten an invite from you, you're able to filter by using this thing over here. So when you go to connections and then you hit filter, you can filter through like different tags. So you can include people that have the tag, or you can exclude people that have the tag. So this allows you to streamline a lot of what you're doing. But then you have all of these connections. What is the best thing to do when sending these messages? Because before, I used to send one by one custom messages that have the same body, but you want to put their name in and something that like reminds you of them. Now you're able to create a template and put merge tags, so you get the first person's name in, the person's first name in, and then the message. So when you're checking in, you're able to do this a lot quicker. And with LinkedIn, you can only do about 25 at a time. When I say only, so being able to now send the messages. And so Michelle's asking, oh, let me show this. So how do you get all of your LinkedIn connections to show up? So you don't have to import it. You actually just connect your LinkedIn account, and then it would import all of your connections automatically. You can import like other connections that you have, but I didn't do that because then I didn't know how it mixes in, because you wouldn't be able to message them because they're not on LinkedIn. But yeah, you can connect your LinkedIn, and then that brings everybody into this platform. And so if you have specific messages that you want to send, you can create a template, and then you can actually create tasks in here as well. So for a person that I've been talking to, if I want to remind myself to send them a message later in the week, you can create tasks. And then you can actually have your team members in here too. So you can give tasks to team members and say like, hey, I connected with this person, follow up with them, and vice versa. They can give you team tasks. There's notes that you can put. I haven't tested this one as much, but anybody that you're searching on LinkedIn. So if you actually go to, let's say, one of these, you can view a person's profile. And so when you're on somebody's profile, you can then, it should open up on the side. Let's see if this opens up. So you'll see this tab here. So this is where you can put notes, give yourself a task. So let's say this person's from Crossmark. So you can put a note, let's see, regional manager, send invite for employee event day. And then you can create that note for yourself. And notes, your team would be able to see notes. And then again, you can give yourself a task to say like, follow up. You can assign it to yourself. You can say, do this by tomorrow. And it doesn't need to repeat. And then how do I say yes to the task? Uh-oh. Where's the bottom part of this? Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. It's like not showing the whole thing. But now that you have the task in here, so when you go to this person and it'll sync, if you go to tasks, when you open up, this is like your now LinkedIn headquarters. So all that to say, if you want to get better at managing the connections that you do have in LinkedIn, I would test out Lead Delta. It is $97 a month. So I'm not sure if they have a free trial, but if you have more than 500 connections, this can amplify the way that you work in LinkedIn. And really, because with myself having about 8,000, every couple months, I want to send something to my connections. So I'll check in. I'll say like, hey, is there anything that you're working on? Hey, here's something that we're working on. And this allows me to get those messages out to 8,000 people. It takes about 20 days because you can't send too many messages in one day, but you can get it done. I mean, for those that have over 10,000 and something crazy, maybe you want to get like an assistant to help you, but you do want to connect with your connections. Like, we have this tool, we're already connected, they want to be connected to you, but a lot of times we don't follow up with people, and it's very difficult to follow up with even over 100 people. So this tool helps me follow up with over 8,000 people. And at the end of at midway through last year, I was at 7,000, and I'm going to show you the tool that helped me get over 8,000. So that tool is now, actually, I need to come out of here and switch. Oh, and I'll put this link into the chat so you can check it out if you wanted to check out Lead Delta. Yes, and that's where, so Michelle put something very important. So LinkedIn does have a lot of restrictions. So it's really important to stay in their guidelines. And for this next tool that I'm going to show you, you'll see why it's important to follow guidelines. So let me share this. Share screen. Oh, sorry, just give me a sec. It's just loading up here. All right. Oh, we need to get our proper logo up here. All right. So it is taking some time to load up. I do know I have a bunch of tabs open. I should probably be closing some of these tabs. Let's see how it does. Okay. So we are in a platform called Dripify. So you can check it out. So let's put this link. Yeah, I see my computer's heating up. It's heating up. We'll see if it lasts, if it kicks us out. But so far it's doing okay. You see that? This is why it's good to have backup. So as I reboot that, because on this computer I don't have Dripify, so I need to use it on the other computer. So as it loads back up, we're gonna test it back out. I'm gonna try and close a couple of the tabs that are here because some of these things I don't need to have open right now. So let's see how many of them I can close that will help with saving computer power. Okay, so it looks like it's back online. I am going to share my screen on this side. And yeah, it seems like we still have this comment up. All right, test, test. Let's see how we do. Are you hearing me okay? I think. Uh-oh. All right. Let's see. It is looking like my computer is not having it. Okay, you can still hear me. That's good. But it does seem like my computer is crashing. Yes, my computer is struggling. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on this computer without it. Dripify.com. Without it crashing as well. Lord have mercy. But quick mic check. Can you hear me still? Test, test. As I try to pull this up. And I do see the question here. So, am I aware of any free tools that you can utilize with LinkedIn? So, Dripify is free to try. So, you get 2 weeks of a free trial. And the third tool that's called Linkomatic, that one is free. That I haven't paid for it, but I do need my other computer to get it going. So, I'm going to really try to clear off all of these open stuff. I didn't even realize I have 5 different Chrome sessions open, and each Chrome session has like at least 10 tabs open. I'm shocked that computer hasn't exploded. All right, so with Dripify, and let me share my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about, and hopefully this computer can handle it. All right, so let's share my screen. And then go to Dripify. All right, so Dripify, this is a way to supercharge lead generation. So my notes here, you'll see lead delta is for your warm connections. So if you want to keep in touch with warm connections, use lead delta so that you can segment them with tags. You can create templates to reach out. And then if you want to reach out to new people, this is where you could use something like Dripify, because Dripify allows you to automate that outreach. And shout out to Laura Scarlett, who did a whole AI automation session for us for the ACBN network. And I believe she posted that video on her site somewhere. So if you want to see like a full walkthrough of Dripify and how to use it to get clients, I'll definitely connect you with her. So shout out and thank you to her for helping us understand how to set this up. So when we're talking about Dripify, this is where now, again, as I mentioned, you get 2 weeks free. Where's the pricing? So we could check the pricing here. So they have a basic, pro, and advanced, but you get, last time it was 2 weeks. So I think that's the same. And with their basic, you get 1 campaign. With pro, you get unlimited. But I'll walk you through what we use Dripify for. So let's say you want to, so for us, we were doing a campaign to reach out to HR professionals. So we said, you know what, we want to do an event day for companies. So the best person to talk to is an HR manager. So you're able to go into Dripify and create a campaign that would go to HR professionals. So first, you would go into the campaign section. And actually, before I go into the section, I want to go to settings, because there was a great point mentioned by Michelle where LinkedIn has very specific restrictions. So with these restrictions, you actually want, see, I put mine over, I guess, because I'm brave, but you want to keep it a bit lower. And so each of these restrictions, where it shows kind of the sweet spot, is the limit that LinkedIn puts on you for when you're reaching out to people. So they have a certain amount of connection requests that you can send a day. They have a certain amount of requests you can send by email. There's a certain amount of messages that you can send a day. There's a certain amount of in-mail messages. There's a certain amount of profile views that you can do. There's actually a limit to searches if you don't have the paid version of LinkedIn. I think it's 100 searches that you can do. You can do a limited amount of endorsements, a limited amount of liking people's stuff. And I don't think there's like a restriction there, but if you're just, because this platform can actually like a post. So if it's just liking thousands of things, it's going to know a bot is out there just spamming people. So there's a limited amount of followings and a limited amount of emails that you can send. So this platform helps you stay in those guardrails so that you're not going crazy with this bot and causing LinkedIn to then cancel your account. I have been using it for over a year, have not had an issue with LinkedIn. So I'm hoping that Dripify has created that strong connection with LinkedIn to say like, hey, this is what we're doing. As long as we're within range, we're all good. So far, so good. Same thing with Lead Delta. They have a strong relationship with LinkedIn. So they're keeping their structure to what LinkedIn wants to see. And that's why with Lead Delta, we actually only do about 25 messages per day, so that you'll see these messages. You want to keep it to less than 50 a day. So 50 max. So if you're sending out even messages to your own network, you don't want to be sending more than 50. So these tools that we're using, you still want to use it within the restrictions of the platform. So I wanted to show that just so you know that with all these restrictions, you can still be optimal, but also get it done without a lot of effort. So now when we say that we want to market to HR professionals, the first thing that you'd want to do is search in LinkedIn for HR professionals. So you can say here, professionals, and then you want to go into the actual, so you want to search people, and then you want to search with all filters. So with all filters, we're going to put this to the side. Oh, where's the filters? And then so you want to search your second connections, and then if it has the, oh no, you don't want that section. So you do want to narrow it down to a specific city, and then you want to go into keywords. Where's keywords? So keywords. So first name, last name doesn't make any sense, but title, you can put HR director. And then you want to show these results. All right, so you'll see that there's 118 results of an HR director in Toronto. So the max that you can use in Dripify is 1,000 for your campaign. So with 118, we could probably widen the scope a bit. So we could say, let's add in Brampton. And let's see these results. So now we have 124. Okay, so there's not a lot of HR directors. So let's add in HR manager and try this. Oh, now it wants it. I think it's because I'm putting both. So let's put in HR manager and see if that gives us more people. Oops. So in Okay, so that's 200 people. So HR manager is very specific. And I think the location, no, Toronto and Brampton, that should be good. Okay, so we'll test this out. So now this link that's up at the top in the address bar, is what we're going to use to create a campaign in Dripify so that we can reach out to these HR managers and then send them a note. So you'll see we have this outreach to HR professionals already ready to go. So I'm going to click on this one because you can then add leads to it. And so you're going to give your leads a list. So this is HR managers in Toronto and Brampton. Something that you can also do if you have the sales navigator is the filters. You can actually filter it by company size. So in just a regular LinkedIn, you can't really do by company size, but if you have Sales Navigator, you can, and that one helps you reach out to the right size company. But for now, we're going to do HR managers in Toronto and Brampton, and then that link that we're going to put here from the LinkedIn search is now after you do your search, it creates a link in the address bar. So in that address bar, we're going to copy it and then put it into this link or this section. So you can click to the max. So we found 202. You can do the max. As I mentioned, the max is 1,000. So with this AI tool, you can only create a list of 1,000 people that you're going to do a campaign for. And then you want to create the list. And so this list here is now you want to create a sequence of events for when you're reaching out to these HR managers. So this is where you're going to click on sequence. And so if you know about automation workflows, and in episode, I think 4, we talked about 4 and 5, we talked about an email automation sequence that we created in higher level, go higher level. So this is similar. We're gonna zoom in so you can see what it is that we're doing. All right, so with workflows, you want to create a trigger and then an if this, then that scenario. So the first trigger is going to be us sending an invite to this person. And then if they accept the invite, something's going to happen. And if they don't accept the invite, something else is going to happen. So after a day, so we put a wait time here. And after a day, if they have not accepted our invitation to connect, then we're going to check out the post that they're doing and like one of their posts. If after another day they still haven't accepted, we're going to find their email, and that email allows us to reach out via email. And so if they still haven't accepted, then we're going to view their profile, we're going to check out some other posts that they're doing, and the sequence will end. So if they're not interested in connecting, it ends there. But now if they do connect, this is where, so if they've connected or accepted our connection, after a day, we're going to check out their profile. And remember, when you check out somebody's profile, they see that you're looking at their profile. So they're like, oh, who's this person? And then we're going to send them a message. So for this message, I think, what did I say here? And again, we used ChatGPT to create this message. So we said, hey, create an intro message that we can send to a person on LinkedIn. Oh, how come it's not opening? Okay, here we go. So this one is, hi, first name, thanks for connecting. Looking to find out the best person at the company to talk about a youth program that we have. During the summer, we teach teenagers how to start their own business and would love to see how we could possibly work with your company. So this trigger puts in their company name, and we've worked with other companies to offer car cleaning at their offices for their employees, and happy to send an email with additional information. This sequence alone got over 50 responses from HR professionals just from this simple campaigns like, hey, this is what we do. Would you be interested? So people connect and respond back. So this is how powerful, and for me to sit and research and send a message to every person would take all day. But this can actually work for you in the background. That's why AI is really so powerful, because it's making these connections, but you do have to make sure that you're connecting with something that they actually are interested in. So out of the 200, if 50 respond saying like, yeah, I'm interested, tell me more, that's a good response rate. So again, they send a message, then we check out the posts that they're working on. We want to check those out, find their email. But when they respond, they typically respond with, yes, send the email here. And then you're able to have the relationship or book a meeting. So all that to say, this is something, so you'll see my inbox is at about, oh my God, how much is that? 176. So I have 176 messages that I need to get back to. Because this thing runs on autopilot, it will get you responses. This is where when Laura was doing her presentation, she said it, be ready for people to be interested in what you do and be ready to respond and book meetings. So I do see that you can create a team. I haven't gotten to that level yet. And so, yeah, I need to, like, when I'm done this episode, definitely got to check these messages. I think a lot of people are responding now after the holiday break is over. So I got to get on that. So, but like I said, Dripify, try it for 2 weeks, connect your LinkedIn, set up a campaign, let it run for a week and a half, see how many responses you get. And if enough responses come in that get you some like deals, that should pay for this platform, and then you can keep it going. But Dripify, I love. Lead Delta, I love. The next one is a bit new, and again, it is gonna be based on if my computer doesn't go insane over here. So let me try and share my screen. I think because I don't need my camera and all that on this side. So let me try that again. Hold on, cancel. And yes, I love this note here. Screen sharing was canceled. It saves so much time. I'm telling you, LinkedIn is so powerful to meet people that you want to connect with, build a relationship with, and also sell to. Like, people usually go to LinkedIn because they're looking for how to be better at work or something that can benefit their career. So if you have something of value, the only limitation is how many people you can actually reach out to. So that's where a tool like Dripify, and then once you have all these connections, you want to be able to keep following up, and that's where Lead Delta comes in. So the two combined really can supercharge what you're doing on LinkedIn. But now I want to show you a tool that is supposed to combine them both. I've been testing out, so we'll see if it'll actually work for us. Thank you. Yes. And again, as you're testing it, hey, let me know, because anything that we can do to support, I think we're undervaluing how powerful LinkedIn is, and these tools will help us supercharge it. So let me see if I share this and share. Okay. So this tool, let me make sure this is working okay. All right. So this tool is called Linkomatic, and it was a tool that I didn't know if it was working or not. I kept trying to download it. It's actually a Google extension, and same with Lead Delta. So Lead Delta is a Google Chrome extension, and I think they're working on just a native mobile platform. Dripify, that one is a web-based platform, so a lot more user-friendly. And but Linkomatic now, so Linkomatic you'll see is in a button over here. But let me see if I can find information on it first to give you an idea of what it does. So Link-O-Matic is an app. Wait, did I say that right? So when you click this button, it should open up Link-O-Matic. Yes. So Link-O-Matic now is supposed to be the glue that connects your warm leads, well, from cold leads to warm leads all in one place. So what it does is it allows you to create an audience. So the audience can be just like we did before, where it was we want to find HR professionals in Toronto. And so this is where you can create an audience. You'll see I used it to create a different audience before. So let's see if this comes up. So we're looking for branch managers that are in Toronto, and we're looking for like Sheridan connections. I was like, oh, I'm curious to connect with people that I graduated because I'm alumni at Sheridan, so I want to connect with people from Sheridan. So this is where you can actually export this list. You can view it, and so this is after. So hold on, let me X this. So this audience, so you can create a new audience, and you do that by, remember in LinkedIn where we go to the network section and we search for and then we filter out. So Link-O-Matic actually has it all built into their app. And then you would click add, and it would then put all those people into an audience. So again, kind of taking what LinkedIn does and puts it all in one place or one tool. It does take a while to run. So if you're going to use it, I'll give yourself like 10 minutes so that it creates the list and then puts it as an audience. Then after you create the audience, so we'll close this. This is where you can message that audience. So you can send a message. You can message targeted users. So that's where you can message specific, like a list of people that you filter. And then you can view your connections. So let's see. So if you select an audience, so let's say Sheridan connections, and then this is where, again, you have to keep it within their parameters. So let's see what this does. So we selected our Sheridan connections. We clicked on view. Hide this. Okay. So this is, I think, trying to do something. I don't know, but I'll close it for now. And this is where, so you can endorse different connections. You can like or connect with connections. You can follow them. You can wish them a happy birthday. You can say congrats on their anniversary, congrats on a new job. You can remove different connections. You can withdraw invites. And so this one is more, I would say, action oriented. Why I like Lead Delta better is because Lead Delta allows you to organize a lot better with tags and like giving yourself a task. But Link-O-Matic, if you want to create an audience and then send messages to that audience, and from what I remember, I didn't pay anything for Link-O-Matic, or maybe I did and I don't remember because it took a long time to get it going. It might have been $30, but it was a lifetime what's it called, deal. So it was a one-time payment. So this one I'm still testing to see how better we can use it. And I see a question: what is the difference between all connections and targeted users when you have already created audiences? So let's see. So we were saying message all connections. So this is where if you create, so this is like if you create an audience and you can send a message that would go to all of your connections that are in that audience. So that's why you have to connect with them first. So that's where you have to go to add connections and then use this audience. And then you want to actually send a message, so you can include a personal message. There's more filters, like if people have liked your stuff or they've commented on your stuff. But really, you want to create the audience, and then you want to send connection requests to that audience, and then you want to send messages to those that you've connected with. So it's kind of like a 3-step process. So that's where you would first create an audience, you would add them as connections, and then you would message the connections. So targeted users, again, similar. It looks like if you select an audience, you can send a message to them, but a message would only go to people that you're connected to. So I'm not sure the difference between targeted message. Maybe it just helps you, like let's say you created an audience that has all of Ontario. You could then, in that same audience, pick a specific city to send messages to. So I think that's where you can target it. But yeah, I'm still testing out this platform. So we shall learn together. I'm still trying to see like how to buy it, because I know Linkomatic, it kind of, oh, here, let me check if it's in the Chrome store so that you can check it out. Yeah, so here it is. So it's in the Chrome store. So I'm pretty sure it's free. So if you want to test one that is free, I would go to the Chrome store, put Linkomatic on, and then you can start testing out creating an audience by searching for specific job titles, and then adding connections. So sending connection requests to that audience, and then sending an initial message to that audience. So, hey, as we work on it, so maybe next week we will see who tested it out and if it works for them. So far, I've gotten to the point of creating an audience and then sending the connection request. So I'm going to see how well it works for like the response rate from Linkomatic, but doing it in very small chunks because we have other platforms running. Again, you don't want LinkedIn to mash up your stuff because you're sending too many messages. So now that this thing is back on, all right. So let me remove this. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. If you do have questions, feel free to send me a note. But my fellow night owls, hopefully we got some work done today as you test out these tools. So we tested out Halio for the movie. We're gonna chunk that down and see if we can do better. We tested out Lead Delta to manage your LinkedIn warm messaging with your connections. We tested out Dripify to create more connections and do cold outreach. And we tested out Linkomatic. It seems free. It's a Google Chrome extension. So use that AI tool to really make our audiences, make connections as well. But other than that, we shall see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, I know we weren't gonna, I'll still see if we can get a guest. We'll see if they're available. Otherwise, we're gonna dig into, oh, I see a question. Was it recorded with Lead Delta? Yes, so Lead Delta is good to go. So that's in earlier today. All right, so have a good night and get some work done.
When the moon comes out, we start the flow. Gonna share some tricks you ought to know. AI tools that make your business grow. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. Stay up late to catch this vibe. Smart solutions we prescribe. Tech and tips that you can use. Tune in now and light the fuse. Get ready to shine and take flight with wisdom that comes in the night. Oh, AI to help you reach your goal. Welcome to the Night Owl Show. dusk till dawn, we got the